Would you have imagined this being your life and your direction and your future 2.5 years ago?
No, not at
Pre-COVID?
all. And like I said, we were so committed. And even like we just came back from Easter with my partner's family and we were all camping, and there was a lot of comments about like they just couldn't believe that, we were so committed to this one area. We had rented there, we had lived there. My kids went to, like, my oldest daughter went to school. Like, we were well and truly invested into this one space. And then in like a matter of a week, we're like, Matt, we're leaving. Bye. See you later. And they thought we were joking. We were just mad. We were making a really emotional decision because we missed out on this auction. And we're like, no, this is, we made this choice and we're going to go forward. And I shocked both of us.
Well, you have moved from one side of the world to the other. So I guess moving outside Melbourne isn't really that big at all.
And I actually say that to a lot of people because I'm from a really small country town in Canada. And so when people are like, oh, this is such a big move for you, Jackie, I'm like, it's actually not. It's a bigger move for my partner. He grew up in the city. He's always pretty much lived out, except for, a small exception, in the suburb that he grew up in. And so it was actually a much bigger move for him. He's never been away from his family. I've been away from my family for a really long time. And so I was sort of hoping that he would find it a little bit easier, but he's going really well. He's really enjoying it.
How far is it to Melbourne from there?
It's about 2.5 hours.
Right. So it's not.
So it's a journey.
Yeah, but it's not like
it's
5 hours.
We have a plan to go, but it's not so crazy that we're not able to catch up with our friends and family.
A weekend trip.
We try to get there about once a month, once every couple of months. And, people have been coming to visit us. And so that's been really lovely. And it hasn't been too bad at all. It's definitely not, the Canada-Australia distance that I'm used to.
That is hard, particularly with the borders being closed.
Big difference.
Let's talk a little bit more about the journey and how you prepared yourself. You did the course, but prior to that, when did you first start learning about how to buy a property and who were you talking to?
Yeah, nobody. So that's sort of one of the things I was sort of saying to Veronica when I was emailing her, is that we realized after having done the course that when we bought our investment property, we probably made a lot of mistakes doing that. You just like, this is what we want, this is our budget. And then you would go and look at places. And I think on our second viewing, we just were like, oh, we like this place, made an offer, they accepted, and that was it. It was ours, and we just had it. And we didn't really think much about it. And it was just sort of like, oh, this is what we want to do with our money. And so, I think having done the course, it really helped us think about things differently and really focus on what we wanted, which was a really good thing, because if we hadn't done it, I have a feeling we would have ended up in exactly where my dad was sending me all the listings for, because we would have just gone like, this is really easy. It's really not that far from where we were. Could have had the size of house we wanted and, a newer home with much nicer finishes. And so I think that's where we would have ended up had we not done all of these sort of steps and taken the time to really think through what was most important to us. So I think that was a really positive thing, is that we were able to sort of tune out what other people's advice were and just really focus on and think about what was right for our family.
I really love that you've looked at not only why did we want to live in Werribee, but why do we want to live in this part of Werribee. I think that is such a very important, subtle thing that, like you say, that people would just automatically just their idea of location or changing location in terms of compromising for, in order to achieve it, buying a property would be just to stay in Werribee but push out. And I love the fact that you've really gone into why do you want to be here, and it did actually mean I didn't want to be in that suburb per se. I love the fact that you've come from small town Canada and then you're living sort of not that it's quite the same in the Melbourne ski or the Victorian ski fields.
It's actually
going back to the
similar.
cold.
It's one of the things I liked about it. I said when we came here, I was like, I could see myself live here because it has a feeling of home to it. So there definitely is familiarity.